Coach Education here. I want to talk about something that matters more than any test score, any ranking, any headline. I want to talk about student growth, the clearest, most honest measure of whether our children are truly learning. Because growth tells the story. For too long, we've judged students by a single number, one test, one moment, one snapshot in time. But a snapshot doesn't tell who a child is. It doesn't tell how far they've come. It doesn't tell how hard they have worked. It doesn't tell you how much a school has helped them rise. Growth does. Growth shows the journey, not the destination. It shows the progress, the momentum, the movement forward. It shows whether a student is learning, improving, or building the skills that will carry them into the future. And here's what the public needs to understand. Two students can start at completely different places, but both can grow. A student who begins behind and gains a full year of learning or more, that is success. That is impact. That is a school doing its job. That is a teacher changing a life. Growth is the fairest way to measure learning because it doesn't punish students for where they started. It celebrates how far they've come. Let me say that again. Growth celebrates movement, not status, not background, not circumstance, but movement. And movement is what matters. When we look at growth, we see the truth about our schools. We see which classrooms are accelerating learning. We see which students need more support. We see where resources should go. We see where interventions are working and where they're not. Growth gives us clarity, gives us a direction, gives us hope. Because when a student grows, that's not luck. That's dedication. That's hard work. That's teachers showing up early and staying late. That's families supporting their children. That's a community investing in its kids. Growth is proof, measurable, undeniable proof that every child can rise. Growth tells us if students are catching up, keeping up, or accelerating ahead. It tells us if instruction is effective. It tells us if tutoring is making a difference. It tells us if students feel connected, supported, and seen. It tells us if our systems are helping students move forward, not just measuring where they stand. And it tells us where we need to focus now, not years later when it's too late. If you want accountability, if you want equity, if you want improvement, if you want a future where every child has a chance to succeed, we must talk about growth. Because test scores tell you where students are, growth tells you where they're going. Test scores tell you the past, growth tells you the future. And our kids deserve a future built on progress, not pressure. So I'm asking our community, parents, educators, leaders, neighbors, to shift the conversation. If you're a parent, look at growth. If you're a community member, ask about growth. If you're a policymaker, invest in growth. If you're a teacher, celebrate growth. If you're a student, own your growth. Because when students grow, communities grow. When students rise, families rise. When students succeed, our future succeeds. This is Coach Education reminding you, don't just measure achievement, measure movement, measure momentum, measure growth. Because growth is a story of learning. Growth is a story of progress. Growth is a story of possibility. And growth, real, measurable, undeniable growth, is a story we must tell. Till next time, Coach Education out.